buddy Nino Torres, who is fully loaded, baby. What's going on?
Yellow, 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 yellow. My boy Nelson, everyone out there and soccer down here, we're ready, man. We're fully loaded, excited, all pumped about the World Cup qualifiers. Man, we got a lot of drama. We got a lot of to talk about all these teams running for 7 spots. Of course, I got stories also. Got stories, as you know, every time. All right,
and that's the cool part, is because literally I don't know what we're talking about until you tell me what we're talking about, and then I look at the list and I'm gonna go, oh, that's what we're talking about. I know that we got qualifiers, and I know that it's madness. That traditionally it is absolute madness when it comes to South American qualifying, because we talk about Brazil not being even your older brother's Brazil. It's a painful watch, and it's just it's like, who are you people, and what have you done? What have you done? What have you done? what have you done with Brazil?
Bring me my Brazil back. Bring me Ronaldo back, man.
Oh gosh, just don't even. I mean, that's just painful to even think about when you're dealing with this kind of stuff. It is literally later today. It is 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 8 o'clock Eastern. Then you got more tomorrow. You got one tomorrow, and then once again, by the time we dial it back up, October 15th, you got all 5 matches. Today, let me run through the juice boxes just before we get dialed up here.
Yes, sir.
4 o'clock, Bolivia is a plus 233 at home. Draws a plus 206. Colombia is a plus 131. 5 o'clock Eastern. Ecuador, big favorite on the minus side at a minus 159. Draws a plus 246. Paraguay is a plus 560. Venezuela, basically a plus 590. Don't be surprised in the composite if that gets close to plus 600 at home, going up against Argentina, who's a minus 185. Don't touch it. Chile is a plus 550 at home. Brazil's a minus 175. And your draws a plus 272. Your activity tomorrow involving that lovely jersey that you are currently wearing. You see the P there. That's the club that we're talking about tomorrow at 8:30, 9:30 Eastern time.
Prime time, baby, prime time.
Peru a plus 329 at home against Uruguay, who's a minus 103. We've got to get into the Luis Suarez comments, by the way. And a plus 215. So when you look at the first 5 matches before we even get into the second 5, what are you looking at today and tomorrow in round 1 of these 2 matches in a week?
I think Bolivia is going to keep their outstanding late running. I mean, they're going to run over. I'm not going to say they're going to run over Colombia, but I think they're the favorites, and their momentum is so high. As high as el alto, man. Right?
Wow.
Because I mean, there's La Paz, and they took him. Now it's 2,000 feet, 2,000 extra feet. All right, above the sea level. All right, so we're not happy playing at the top of the Everest. So let me take you to the upstairs. Let me take you to the 2nd floor. I'm gonna play up there, baby. I'm gonna play right up there in the freaking. I think we're gonna go to the outside of the atmosphere or something. I don't know, man. This is gonna be just so high, and Bolivia is surprising, man. This is the player that nobody was counting on, and now they won 3 in a row, and Jesus, I don't know, especially for us, that we are in the bottom part of the table. When Bolivia starts to getting points, is even more complicated for Paraguay, for Peru, for Venezuela, to get into that seven place, man. It is insane. And of course, they open early because that's the worst day of the worst part of the day to play in the altitude. They always play 2 p.m., 3 p.m. in the afternoon when after lunch, and every X factor possible that can bring into the table as a home team, they do it. And on top of that, they're playing better. So it is what it is, man. But then the other matchups, you got the Argentina going to Venezuela. There's a lot of issues there. They were about to stop the flight because there's the players in Florida. By the way, you guys okay there, right? John, there's nothing. It's too far away from there.
Yeah, for us, it was Helene and not Milton. Florida specifically is Milton, and it is a mess. Florida, absolutely a mess. Tropicana Field, the home of the Tampa Bay Rays, the cloth roof is gone.
No way.
Gone, like capital letters, GONE, gone.
Oh.
So the video's out there. It happened late last night as Milton was making landfall. Winds in downtown St. Pete at about 102 max, and the cloth surface that is the roof of Tropicana Field is gone.
Jesus, man, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of friends there, but hopefully, I mean, I'm likely there. Everyone is safe, but it's
that you hopefully that you got out. Like when they said it's coming, go. Don't hang out.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos of people. Yeah, well, I'm staying because this is my house and all that, bro. But I don't know. But anyway, all the
the other matchups before you get into it: Argentina right now at 18, Colombia 16 points, Uruguay at 15 points, Ecuador 11 points. They're in fourth with the points deduction. Brazil has lost 4 of 5. They're at 10 points. They're in fifth. Venezuela 10 points. They've drawn 3 of 4. Paraguay right now is 9 points in seventh. Bolivia has won 3 of 4. They're at 9. You mentioned Chile's lost 3 in a row, 4 of 5. And then Peru, your beloved Peru, 1 point, 2 points in your last 3 matches. And right now you're at 3 points, 0-3 and 5. Continue.
No wins for Peru. The craziest match that I'm picturing on this round of qualifiers, the one is the Battle of Santiago. Chile versus Brazil. Chile hosting in Brazil. Chile is in desperate need of points, and the relationship with the head coach Ricardo Gareca, who was our coach before, right? He took us to the World Cup in 2018. And he was with us for 7 years. Now he's with the opponents, man, with the Chileans. It's madness. We don't want to see him wearing the red and the lonely star there. No. Oh, anyway, he's not doing well. He's not doing well. He hasn't won a game yet. There's all these voices, all this noise from outside with Chilean former captain Arturo Vidal. Dropping bombs here, dropping bombs there. The Lucha Suarez, you're not the only one, by the way. Arturo Vidal is the king of dropping bombs on coaches. Okay, and that brings us to this press conference from yesterday, or not last night, yesterday. Ricardo Gareca in a press conference, and I don't know what was the question, right? But Ricardo Gareca said this: listen. With all due respect, you're not a head coach, all right? You are not a head coach. I can respect your opinions, but you don't know what's going on here. You don't know how it is to be in my shoes. So I'm going to respect your opinion. I'm not bragging anything here. I'm not being disrespectful to you, but you're not a head coach. And the guy, and the most calmly matter, right? He was not like, all mad and barking. No. He was just all calm, like a professor, telling you, you don't know. You don't know how it's to be in my shoes. And that's a different thing than many. I hate it when players say this. You never played before. You don't know what it is. You know, in that, it was different, all right? He was telling it in a different way. But it still has some of that I play. I'm the coach. I'm on this side of the business. And for you to understand this, you have to be in my shoes. I don't think so. No. I don't think so.
All right. So then, and I'm staring at your notes. And so you mentioned that, and then what's this? There's this thing in parentheses that I'm going to let you talk about. It's a story, and it's a story between me and I'm going to leave the name out. So go ahead and tell the story.
It's I want to say the name. I don't. You don't
No,
want to say.
I'm leaving it for you to say the name because I didn't want to kill it. So go for it.
Yeah, it's between me and Greg Berhalter about press conferences, right? He was the time he arrived to Columbus, first 3-4 games of the season, and the team wasn't clicking and the offense wasn't there, right? And Dominic Oduro, who was the leading scorer the season before Berhalter's arrival, he was scoreless. Then okay. And he was using him as a true 9, right? And I said this. This one was a simple question. Have you thought about maybe changing systems? And he was like, "Why? Why?
Why?"
Right? And he looked at me like staring at me like, "What?" Okay, I want to explain why I'm saying this. I want to explain that to you. Thank you for responding to me like that. All right, we're going to go further. All right. Dominic Oduro scored 12 goals playing as a winger last season. How many goals he scored playing as a center forward this season? 0, right? Thank you very much. Then you have two wingers, two fast wingers. You got Ethan Finley on the left. This is my view. Yeah. Ethan Finley and Dominic Oduro. And you have the Pipita Higuain behind them. So maybe you can use that as an option. Right, that's the point of view here. I'm not saying that you're going to use that, but in order for you to succeed with this personnel, you got to change it. You got to change the system because either you have a true 9, which you don't. Well, you have Aaron Schoenfeld, right? Do you even, John? Do you even remember Aaron Schoenfeld? Do you remember Aaron Schoenfeld?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how many goals he scored? But I think he scored more goals than him. All right, I'm gonna put it like that. I'm gonna put it like that. Okay, so and then he was like, yeah, and then he went kind of tone it down, right? He went from her to, oh yeah, maybe this and that, la la la. He give me the run around. What they did 6 months, what they did at the end of that season, they went ahead and signed Kai Kamara, a true center forward, and what happened? Oh, they went into the finals because you were married to your system, but in order for your system to work, you needed a true 9 that you didn't have at the moment.
Why? Why?
He was so mad at me, man.
I love that. Why? So, all right. So then let me ask you this. Since you mentioned Berhalter, let me go here. I'm going to talk to Nico about it also. Actually, tell you what, that'll be the handoff. So I'm gonna say Berhalter to the handoff. So we'll talk about Berhalter.
Yeah, because you're in Chicago now, right?
Yep. So he got the Chicago gig, and so that'll be the handoff because of your story with Berhalter and Nico coming in at 10:35 for the last half hour. I'm gonna say Berhalter for handoff. So let me do that. All right. So in discussing players and talking out of turn and all this kind of stuff. Luis Suarez, now that he is no longer playing for country, decided that he was going to, I'll go ahead and say it this way. He decided he was just going to let everybody have it with all the barrels and do more than just pop off about Marcelo Bielsa and sit there and talk about the environment and how toxic it is. But now other players have come out and they've said, no, we get it. That's how he was. You have come out on the side of why Luis Suarez, why you want to play that way, why you want to do that publicly. So with what Luis Suarez said about Marcelo Bielsa, you're not a fan of what he did.
No, I just took away his man card. I just took away your man card, Luchito Suarez. I love you. You are my second striker of all time for me. It's Ronaldo Nazario de Lima and then you. But what you said the other day, it was just so coward, man. That's coward. That's coward right there. You don't say that on air. You don't go out there to the media and say that. You said that. You close the door. You talk to the coach. You talk to your players. You were the captain. You were the leader. So just let's have a meeting. Coach, this is not working. All right? Can we do something about it? Maybe yes, maybe no. The coach will say it. This is a closed door conversation. These are the kind of situations that might be leaked for some reason that is not that somebody one of the members of the team or the members of the coaching staff will say it. Maybe you can leak it somewhere. Somebody heard this, but going out there in an interview to say that out loud, it is just absolutely coward from Lucho Suarez. And then Canovio said, "Hey, yeah, the coach that was so lame. That was so like spoiled brat kid saying, hey, the coach told me," because this is what he said, right? The coach, he blamed me on the loss. But you were not marking your man. You let the man go through, and then they led to a goal. So it was your fault. That's why we lost the game. All right? Get it. Are you grown up? You're a professional player. You're not 15. You're not 13. Okay? And then what I love about this is that then Jose Jimenez, the center back in Atletico Madrid, he said, I don't know where is this coming from. Lucho Suarez said that we all knew about this, that we all know we're on the same page. And like, no, I'm not. I'm not. If he said this, it's his problem. I don't care. I just come here to play for my country, and I'm supporting my coach 100%. I don't know what they're talking about. Oh yeah,
Literally,
that's the captain, brother. That's your captain.
Literally, that's like pulling the fire alarm and running out of the school.
Exactly. Now that you retired, that you're not gonna, just why you don't do it like Cavani did, right? Cavani was getting the calls. He knew that his time was up, and he quietly and respectfully stepped aside and said, "Well, they're not calling me. I think this is it for me, and I appreciate all the time. I appreciate all my years with the national team, and I want to let other ones succeed. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a true gentleman. All right, that's a man. All right, you understand me, Lucho Suarez? Do you hear me? Because I did."
It's like, bruh, what are you doing? So Tuesday, after what happens this weekend, everybody's playing on Tuesday the 15th. 4:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. I mean, man, that's a great way to start things. Colombia is a big favorite at home against Chile at a -208. Paraguay's got Venezuela at a -120. Uruguay has Ecuador at a -152. Argentina at home is a -2,500 going up against Bolivia. Bolivia, by the way, is a +4,000 on the win, plus 1,300 on the draw.
I would drop $5 on that. I'm gonna drop $5 on that.
Just, and then Brazil hosting Peru at a -500, draws a +535. Peru north of +1230 in the composite on Tuesday.
My God. I want to tell you something about this, all right? Yeah. I think Brazil's not going to win in Chile. They're not going to win in Chile, all right? And I think we're going to have to scratch a point in Brazil.
Okay.
Hey, that's my dreams. Nino, wake up, Nino.
Well, so playing it that way, if you think that's going to be the case, then you're looking at a +272 for the draw with Brazil at Chile. That's a +272.
And everyone just play red cards. If you're gonna bet on something, bet on red cards. Because I'm telling you, they're gonna be red cards in that game for sure, man. Do you have that?
I'm going to see if that is a category that exists.
Should be category, man. Red cards.
Home and away, over under, both teams to score. Oh, come on!
It's not
match facts. Previous matches. I've got history. Crap! I don't have the. I don't have
that one.
I don't have red cards, but okay.
We'll find out. But just remember this: they're going to be red cards in that game.
Okay, so Chile, Brazil, yeah. So if you can get red cards over at +0.5, then take it and run, is what you're saying.
Yes, absolutely, man.
Well,
absolutely.
because then that affects Brazil in your match on Tuesday with the red. If there are red cards for Brazil in Chile, that affects your match on Tuesday, where Brazil could be shorter handed than they would be otherwise.
Yes, sir. sir.
Okay,
But
so that's why you're thinking you might be able to nick a point, because you're thinking red cards in Chile affects the roster selection out of necessity Tuesday, and you think that that's going to get you a point on Tuesday.
You see where I'm going with this, right? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I was trying to figure out where you were going here, but it's like cause and effect. All right. So you're thinking like 3 dimensions. You're doing like Vulcan chess on me, man.
Yeah.
You got all of the thoughts going. All right. So your Universitario de Deportes and all the changes in the lineup. What's going on there?
It's Peru Universitario. This Peru Universitario now.
Peru Universitario.
Peru Universitario. Yeah, there's a reason why. All right, there's a reason why, because first off, Fossati was the coach for Universitario prior to being the head coach of the national team. So they snatched it from us, and they were like, "All right, the national team is priority. Go ahead, coach. Go save the country." He hasn't won a freaking game yet, but anyway. Anyway, but now talking about being shorthanded, we got the 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 players on the injury list, and they're not just any player. The striker, the Luis Advíncula, the best right back, the best center mid, the best left back. Yeah, we are kind of like a ER right now. So it's insane. So the coach, guess what he did? All right, he's relying on his boys from Universitario de Deportes. So the last lineup that he tested yesterday, all right, we got 4 players from Universitario de Deportes in that 11, man. 4. The 2 strikers on top, Flores and Valera. We got Pierito Quispe. Well, Pierito Quispe doesn't play for Universitario anymore. He's playing in Mexico, but he's our boy. He's Universitario. Then we got Andy Polo. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 players from Universitario de Deportes in the starting 11. And he made a move with Alexander Callens. You remember Alexander? He played for New York City FC a couple of seasons, more than a couple, like 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Now he's a center back, but he's a lefty because he's going to use him as a left back. So we're moving pieces around because we're missing key pieces on not only on the roster, but not only on the 11, but on the roster. And we also call this guy from UFC, Cusco FC. This is a Peruvian striker, and hopefully he gets minutes, man. Hopefully he gets minutes on this game. I don't know if he's going to play it or not, but out of necessity, he's scratching from everywhere because we don't have enough players. Our universe of players that are qualified to play for the national team is so small.
How small is it?
It's I don't know, man. Like this, like everybody can fit in here. It's crazy. It's crazy, but we'll see, man. We'll see. The best for Peru.
Yes. Also on the board, I know that your league play-by-play because of international duty is kind of on a bit of a lull, but I want to talk Portugal and what's going on with Sporting and Porto and basically everybody else.
Okay.
It is still Sporting and Porto and everybody else.
Yeah.
But Sporting had, they're in European competition and everything. And literally now, since you have brought up Victor Gyökeres as much as you have, I literally gravitate towards Sporting when I'm watching European competition now. It's stunning to me now that I look at the numbers that Sporting has scored 27 in 8 matches and they've only given up 2. That is mind-blowing to me.
It is insane. It's just this is a perfect machine that is running in Portugal right now by Ruben Amorim. Since he arrived, he really changed the mentality of this team. And this is a guy who's stuck to his 3-4-3 formation and hasn't changed it since he arrived. He's talking about 1, 2, 3. This 4th season. This is his 4th season with Sporting, 2 championships in the middle. in 4 years. But this year is the year that is the most dominant, sporting that I've seen, and that many people have seen in years. But having said that, in the last two matches, the one when the Champions League, when they went to Eindhoven and played to PSV, and the latest one against Casapia. This is slowing down on that machine. They're not going 150 miles an hour. No. They're going up to 95. They're cautious because they have an issue. As good as they are. The big issue is that they have a thin roster. And that came in the last Saturday when he was using a center mid as a winger. I never seen Morita playing on top of the offense. Never. But he didn't have anyone else. All his wingers are sidelined by injuries. All of them. Right? Four of the five wingers are sidelined. And then they also have the two center backs. Two of the five center backs that he has in the roster are also injured and happen to be the starters. So this is still not perfect, but still running perfect. It's 8-8, brother. 8 victories in a row, not conceding a single point and conceding only 2 goals. They're still by far my candidate to win it. And as I always say, I said it at the end of last season, right? I was talking to the guys. And they told me, I know you're crazy, you're crazy. No, I'm not. Because if Sporting gets to keep their head coach, Ruben Amorim, and gets to keep Victor Gyökeres, the best striker in the planet, they're going to repeat the title. All right? And I said this at the end of last season, at the last 5 weeks or so. And everybody was, no, what are you talking about? And then now what? Boom. Running the table.
Right now, the injuries: Ignacio and Diomande at center back, Gonzalez at left wing, Marcus Edwards at right wing, Quaresma at center back, Mateus Reis at left back. Dude, that's a freaking mash unit. You got 6 that are injured right now.
Yeah, it's insane. And still winning.
And by the way, Victor Gyökeres' current value at Transfermarkt,
120, 150.
70 million euro. Oh. That's his current value. And he's under contract until June 30 of 2028. So he's still got a couple of years left on his deal. But as we always say in a situation like this, that is so you can control the asset. That is so that you can sit there and be like, you're under contract and we've got you for a while. But if someone knocks on your door and goes, we'd like to give you 120 million euro, we'll meet the release clause and we'll give you 120 or 150 for Victor Gyökeres. What's Sporting going to sit there and say? Nah, no. You're in control of the asset until June of 2028. So the end of the 27 fiscal year is where you are with Gyökeres right now. And I'm looking at the contracts that are available, and everyone is under contract except for Kalai, which we don't know how long his contract is. Reese is the only one whose contract ends at the end of the fiscal year, at the end of June this year. Everybody else beyond that is 6 at June 30 of 26, 7 June 30 of 27. There's a lot of folks. Let's see, 5 at June 30 of 28 and 4 June 30th of 29. Kovacevic, Debast, Arujo, and Conrad Harder.
They're all signed this year.
2020, they signed 5-year deals, and they're going to be there. They're under contract until June 30 of 29. 5-year deals. Those 4 dudes.
And that's how you run your business, and that's why Portugal is the best player provider. If you they got the finest mall in the planet. All right, if you're gonna go shopping for players, you gotta go to the Primera Liga Mall. All right, quality, best business. The players that are you're gonna find players that are at their peak, and you're gonna get your ROI is gonna be so high after you purchase that guy from the Primera Liga. That's they're the best in the planet when it comes to scouting. They're the Primera Liga. I mean, I'm telling you, if you the numbers, you see, was it? Hold on, how much was it? Benfica. In the last, it's 5 years. I think it's 5 years. 900 million euros in sales. Wow. 900. Wow. All right. In the last 5 years.
Man.
Yep.
That's nuts.
So it's insane.
I mean,
it's
right.
How well they do business in there, man.
Current market value, according to Transfermarkt, of the roster, the 24-man roster for Sporting, 443.5 million euro. That's the market value of the 24 dudes that they've got in-house right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Porto, by the way, they only have the one blemish. They got the one loss, and they're 3 points back. That was the loss to Sporting back on August 31st. So 6 weeks ago, they lose to Sporting, and that's the only loss that they have. Then it's Benfica with a loss and a draw. They're already 8 points back, and they've got a match in hand. So technically, let's just say there'll be 5.
Why? Because the match was suspended on Sunday. They went to the
Nacional.
It was so. It was London, man. It was London. You cannot see anything, man. It was fog up to up to the waist. So I only can see the legs of the players, man. Cannot, it was crazy.
Okay, so broadcasting question for you.
Yeah.
When it comes to you calling matches for GOLTV, how many monitors do you have? Is one larger than the other? When you're calling a match remotely, what is your setup so you can call the match as best you can? How many monitors, notes, all those kinds of things?
So I got the main screen. I got a 65 screen in front of me. All right, okay. And I got my laptop, and I got my phone. Right. So in my laptop, I have I don't know how many screens I have, how many tabs open, like 5 or 6, and also got the ones here on the on my phone. And also it's crazy because now I'm doing TikTok lives when I'm calling the games. Right. So I've got the people talking to me on my phone. I'm saying, by the way, this guy is saying this. I'm answering the questions. I'm crazy, man. I'm crazy. But I think it's pretty cool because now, it's more interactive, right? It's just like because I'm by myself. No, and like you guys. I mean, you got a commentator, you got the play-by-play, right?
Well, but if we're calling it remotely like you, it's a Han Solo, man. I mean, for me,
Han Solo too.
Yeah, when I'm doing a remote, when I'm doing a Remy, as they say in the industry, when I'm doing a remote, it is 3. It's the main monitor that has the program that activates the broadcast. Right. I've got 2 computer monitors off to my left, and then I've got the big 55 that I'm looking at off to my left. So I've got the one that starts the program, the 2 that give me stats and scores, and then the one that I'm staring at is the big 55 to give me the activity. So that's my setup. I didn't know when it comes to you calling something, and we're all at the mercy of the videographers on site and the production crew on site. Because if they shoot something like if you've got a match in Portugal and they're shooting it from Liechtenstein, then you're screwed. And it's just like you're having more of a conversation with the TikTokers than you are doing the match because you can't see what's going on.
I know. It's insane. It's insane, brother. But I love it. I love it. To be honest, I was the first remote games that I had from home, because I'm so used to wear the headset, right? Like you're doing now. Mm-hmm. But now I got this because okay, Nino, this is the list of equipment that we need from you, and it was a microphone, not a headset.
Yeah.
And you know me, I'm moving, brother. I'm moving around all the time.
Yeah.
So the guys, the sound engineers, can you get closer to the mic, please? Don't get away from the mic. That's the challenge that I have, right? So what I did was, now I'm talking to you, is I got the support here, right? But when I'm calling, it's like got the microphone in my hand because I'm moving so much that
Yeah, but that's you though. And I mean, and I will say that when I'm calling a match, for me here in Office HD, I'm standing up because I'm staring at the big 55.
yeah,
I've got a headset on and I'm staring at the big 55. And if I need to do something with any one of the monitors that have stats and standings and everything and scores, I've got them right here and I can sit there and go from one to the other. But I didn't know what your setup was compared to anybody else's that we know that do things remotely, because it could be like the one big one, the two small ones, and then you bring in a computer or something like that. Some places are outfitted that way. I didn't know what your setup was when you call stuff for Gold TV. That's why I asked.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, but it is, that's my it's two screens and the on the big screen, a laptop, cell phone, and the big screen. Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, just check.
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out what the whole layout was when it came to all the activity. What are you calling this weekend, if anything, or do you get the weekend off, or is there still some activity going on in leagues that you still have to dance through?
Yes, because we have to. I only have a couple of games. I got a game tomorrow and then on Saturday, but I got games through the week in the Uruguayan Flat Division because they went on strike for 2 weeks, and then they got another extra week of not playing because of the passing of Juan Izquierdo, the player that died on the in Brazil playing against Sao Paulo.
Right.
So they're 3 weeks behind. So these international breaks, boy, we keep playing.
Okay.
We keep playing. So they got a game tomorrow, Peñarol, Rampla on Saturday. And then I have in the next week loaded the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, every day I got games. Every day.
And it is a Peñarol hosting Maldonado tomorrow at 6:00. Peñarol is obviously a big favorite in that one.
Man.
Rampla is game number 2 on Saturday at 2:00 Eastern time. Rampla is hosting CA Cerro, and Rampla is a plus 152. Cerro's Rampla is favored. Cerro's a plus 177. The draw is a plus 219. Progreso and Danubio are playing at 11:30 in the morning East Coast time here in the U.S. And then you have a Defensor, Boston River, and you've got Wanderers and River Plate in that Primera. That's your 4 on Saturday. You've got the 2 on Friday, and then you've got the 2 on Sunday. Racing Montevideo is at Miramar, and Cerro Largo is hosting Nacional. So that's I didn't know if in international windows there were still leagues that were juggling things or anything.
Yeah. They are. They're all, some of them always are, especially Uruguay. Because they, for some reason, something has happened, and it's an interesting tournament, man. It's an interesting tournament. They have their ways to do things that it's just crazy. Sometimes they did because they designed this tournament right in order to have as many as clásicos that they can get. Right. I remember one year we got 6 clásicos in 1 year. Mm-hmm. Because you got to win the Apertura, but if you don't win the Clausura, you're going to face the guy from the top of the annual table. And then in the middle, there's another tournament, the Intermedio. It's the only tournament in the planet that has 3 tournaments in 1 year. It's Apertura, Intermedio, and Clausura.
Yeah.
Right? So,
first one I've ever heard that has an Intermedio. Okay. It is 7:42 on the West Coast. That means that Nico is probably dealing with like his 3rd cup of coffee. He's fixing his watch. It's like his watch is having problems. It's not sticking to his wrist. So we're going to do a fancy open. We're going to do a handoff. Handoff this week is going to talk about Berhalter, and now he's in charge in Chicago. So I need to find the fancy open and get Nico in here to wrap things up for the last half hour on a Thursday. Fancy Open right now. Eight, 2, 3, 4. So, have you caught your breath, my friend? Because you're not even wearing a hat. You had to fix your watch. I don't know where your coffee is. You were like all over the place in the green room getting ready, man.
Yes, I was running around. I had a bit of an issue with my internet, so I was like running around, resetting the modem, running downstairs, upstairs, because I knew I had to be on with John, with Nino, and I just had to do it, man. So you see, I'm a little bit flustered, maybe, but nonetheless, we got to perform, we got to show up. So it's always excited to be on here to talk to you guys, and of course, your amazing audience.
All right. So the handoff, I kind of held off because it was one of the topics that was there, and I wanted to get into it because of Nino and his history in Columbus with a certain coach. And now that particular coach is now 2 jobs to the good in Chicago. He's now technical director or chief of soccer director, grand exalted poobah, whatever you want to call it, and head coach in Chicago now, a Chicago Fire. Nino, as the handoff, since I've got the question, let me ask you first, Nino. Berhalter to Chicago, what do you think?
I think it's a good fit. I think Berhalter is going to be back to his bread and butter after all this hectic stint with the national team. I think he's going to have more time. You know, he's going to have more time on the daily basis, because this is a guy that he's so pays so much attention to details. And when you are in the national team, you have the day-by-day operations to run what you do with a club. And now going back to this day-by-day with Chicago, I think he's gonna be a right fit for Chicago.
Yeah. All right, hit me, Nico. What do you think about Berhalter with two titles in one as the new head coach in Chicago?
Well, look, initially I was very excited. I still think he's a great fit coaching wise. Chicago is no Ferrari, and it's no build project. He's going to have to do a lot of either demolishing and rebuilding, or he's going to have to do a lot of remodeling around the organization, youth, physical department, medical, scouting. I mean, there's a lot of things that have been going on with Chicago for a very long time. That's why there's been a disarray of coaching staff. There's been a disarray of players coming in, players coming out, Shaqiri not working out, players that you've sold like Jader Duran and someone we'll talk about a little bit later, and then you don't do anything with that money. All of those things are difficult. So as much as I think that Berhalter is a great fit because he's going to help you with all those things, he's going to need time. He doesn't have a magic wand and he's going to make it all perfect and put this team in the playoffs next year. So you're going to have to be patient. The other component that I'm not as excited about as I was when I first heard the news is the fact that he's going to be his own boss. I was talking to another GM in the phone just yesterday, and he was like, look, it's not an easy thing to do if you look around the league, and he gave an example of Greg Vanney. He was his own boss, and it took Kuntz to get to the LA Galaxy for everything to come together, because Vanney's a great coach, but when you're your own boss, there's a lot of things that just don't work out the same, and you don't have anybody else with a different perspective, and therefore things don't work out. So I'm sure that's the only way you were going to get Greg down there. He probably put that as a demand. I got to be my own boss. I don't want exactly put it on paper, and that's why you did it. But I think that is going to take a long time.
But he did that in Columbus here, right? He did that in Columbus here when he was a coach and he was the technical director in Columbus. He was in that got 2 titles at first. He got the head coach the first year, and then the second year is when the Columbus said, "Hey, I want you to be also the technical director, so you can run the team as you wanted to." Yep. This is not his first rodeo as using the two hats. So that's when I know the guy. I know the guy.
Yeah, no, but neither was Greg Vanny. Greg Vanny was his own boss in Toronto as well, but it didn't work out the same in LA. And I think a lot of it has to do because MLS has grown as much as it has. And sometimes you do need a little bit of a support circle to figure out things like scouting and all of these other components. And for a guy that's going to have to come in and figure out what out of what he has in that team works and what he's going to have to bring in, it's going to take time. But I do think he's the right guy for the job. If anybody's going to do it quickly or quicker, it's Greg.
Yeah.
All right, Nino, my buddy. Love you, my friend. Glad everything's fine. Oh, where's the boss, by the way, before we get out of here? Where's
let me bring it up here.
because we are a dog friendly environment. And he's looking at you like, bruh, I was sleeping. What are you doing? What are you doing? Dad,
I don't want to be here. Huh? Say hi.
Yeah. He's like, bruh, you woke me up. I'm out. Nino, be safe, my friend. We will catch up with you next week. It's always great to see you and your four-legged boss. We'll see you soon, my friend.
Yes. Good luck to Peru.
Yeah.
Next week.
Oh, yeah. We ran into all that.
Just one last quick thing, John and Nico. I just want to say this because I got it here. Right. I got it right here. The other day was going on Twitter, right, on X now. And I saw a picture of Mr. John Nelson. And boy, I got a crush on that lady. I'm not saying the name. I got a crush on Nikki Noto Palmer. She's so fun. That's all I gotta say. Goodbye.
Wow. All right. I'll tell Nick.
Just tell her she's gorgeous. I got a crush on her.
Man. She's happy.
Hey, shooter's got to shoot. Good job, Nino.
Oh, wow. I'm going
to
let Nino go before he gets in trouble. So be good. We'll see you next week.